Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video I am shooting you the topic, or I'm answering the topic or discussing the topic of if you want to go to trial, make sure that you're ready. Another way to title it would be if we're going to go to war, make sure you think about it, make sure that you load your gun, right? What do I mean? So I have a client who had a case, hotly contested case. The defendant claims that the accident never happened, and they claim that even if it did happen, they weren't responsible for it. And they also dispute the nature of the injuries and all that. So it's been a hotly contested case. It was a zero offer prior to filing a lawsuit, which is rare. Usually there's some kind of offer, but on this one, the insurance company took a hard line stance, and there was zero offer, which is not, it's not unheard of, but it's pretty rare. Something close to 90% of my cases settle before lawsuit, even. The vast majority of those that settle do settle before we file a lawsuit. But this is, hotly contested case, but it was a decent case. It is a decent case. Not the biggest case in the world, but, I think it was a decent case, and the client was outraged, and so was I, that they just were not willing to make a reasonable offer. So we filed suit. We served the defendant. They appeared. We went all the way through written discovery, which is answering interrogatories, taking depositions. Then we made our way into medical discovery, and I think that the other side thought that we weren't going to fight the case. I think at some point they thought that we would just drop the case or give up. But the evidence they showed us certainly didn't make me want to give up. In fact, I don't even really know why they're disputing the case, to be honest with you. Even after they gave me their evidence in discovery, which is the part after you file a lawsuit where they ask us questions, we ask them questions, they send us documents, we send them documents, so that everybody knows what the controversies are and what the evidence is, right? I still don't really understand their position. I guess their position is they just don't want to pay on it, or they just don't believe the case has merit. Or maybe they paid too many claims and there's not enough money in reserves to pay this claim. I don't know. I still don't understand what it is. So Reader's Digest is, when we get ready for trial, it's very intensive. It takes a lot of time. It costs a lot of money. Why? Because we have to pay doctors to come into and give us depositions. So they either have to come in live, which no doctors want to do, or they have to give us what's called an evidence deposition. And so we figured out which doctor would be the best one to call in the case, because it isn't the kind of case that financially can really bear calling 3 different doctors. So we found one doctor, spent the money to get his deposition done, paid him for his evidence deposition, because there's 2 kinds of depositions in the state of Illinois, and Illinois may be the only state in the United States that's like this. In most states, a deposition is sworn testimony that can be used at trial in most states. In Illinois, a discovery deposition is a deposition that you're just using to discover what the evidence in the case is, but the testimony can't just be read into the record, even though they're under oath. There are exceptions to that. So, for example, if somebody becomes unavailable, there's a statute that tells you what you have to do to convert a discovery deposition into an evidence deposition, and obviously for impeachment. So if somebody under oath lies and you can impeach them, you're allowed to put that portion of the deposition into evidence, right? But, in Illinois, what it means is you usually end up doing a discovery deposition, and then you have to pay the doctor again for an evidence dep. And doctors don't like giving testimony, so they charge a lot of money. It's going to be at least usually $1,500 to $2,000, anywhere up to $7,500 if it's a 3-hour deposition with a really expensive expert. If you're talking about retained experts, not just a doctor, it can be even more than that. And that's before you pay the court reporter. Court reporters have become very expensive. My point is, getting ready for trial, um, you can spend $25,000. You can spend $50,000. You can spend, on small cases, you can spend 5 or 10,000 just like that, just to have the evidence that you need to present the case at trial. So what happened in this case is the client was gung-ho. She was on board. She was 100% foursquare, wanting to go forward with it. And so we spent the money and did the work and spent a lot of time analyzing the case, figuring out what the defense was going to argue, figuring out how to counter those arguments, figuring out what evidence we could put in that would screw their arguments up. Like, I go into a lot of detail. So it's a lot of time, a lot of money. And we got some construction on the road here. We got guys cutting down a tree. So that's what's going on over here right now. That's why I had to slow down and stop talking. I had to pay attention to the road. Safety first, right? So anyway, the point is, we get all the way up to where we're about ready to go to trial. And because there's never been an offer in this case, I haven't solicited an attempt to settle the case. So now I'm about $10,000 in costs and hours of my time getting ready for trial, and she says that she doesn't want to go to trial. So, I mean, for me, the moral of the story is, if your case has to go to trial, please make sure that you're actually ready to go to trial. Now, don't get me wrong, trial is stressful. I get why somebody might not want to go to trial, which is why I talk to my clients when it looks like it's going that way. And I let them know, look, you're going to have to come in and prep. We're going to have to talk about this in detail. You're going to be in front of a judge and jury. It's going to cost me money to prep. It's going to cost me a lot of time to prep. Make sure that you are on board and ready to go, right? And she initially indicated she was. Then she indicated she wasn't. So I was not happy, because it would mean that in addition to all the time and money I had invested in this lady's case early on, just in the last 60 or 90 days, I've probably spent another 50 hours of my time and thousands of dollars in case costs to get these depositions done, right? And the moral of the story is, in this particular case, I was able to call the other attorney because they saw that we were loading up for trial, and we were able to get a good offer on her case. So on this case, it didn't turn into calamity. But the moral of the story is, understand, preparing for trial costs a lawyer a lot of money. They advance a lot of case costs. It takes a lot of time for the lawyer, and it's going to take time for you to be prepared for trial. And if you have witnesses, we're going to have to meet with the witnesses. So it's very intensive. Make sure that you're willing to go to trial before your lawyer starts spending the time and money to do it. Because even in cases where there's no offer, we can sometimes get an offer once we've shown the other side that we're getting ready to go. Okay? So that's the moral of the story. I hope that information helps you. If there's anything I can do for you in the future, or if you or anyone you know needs a lawyer, please do not hesitate to give me a call, 312-500-4500. Free to talk to me and ask your questions. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you or anyone you know has been hurt in an accident and needs a lawyer or even just has questions, give me a call anytime, day or night, at 312-500-4500. You can call me anytime, day or night, and the consultation is free. That's 312-500-4500. Or if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I made 2 great tools that really help people out that you can use for free on my website. The links are in the description. The first one is called the Case Cash Calculator, and it tells you what your case might be worth. The other is called the Good Case Calculator, and it tells you whether you might have a good case or you might have a case with some challenges. The best part is that they're 100% free to use on my website, and it only takes you 20 seconds flat to answer 7 multiple choice questions right off the top of your head. And then you get custom information about your particular injury situation fast and for free. So check them out, links in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new videos every week, and this way you'll get notice of them. And if you have a question you'd like answered in a video, just leave a comment with your question in the comments section. Finally, if you enjoy my videos or if I've helped you in any way, I hope you'll consider doing me a favor. Injury law is a very competitive field, and I like having a small independent firm so I can help people who need it. People really rely on Google reviews when deciding who to hire, so I hope you'll consider leaving me a 5-star review on Google. It only takes a few seconds, but it's a favor to me that I would really appreciate. The link is in the description. You just go to that link, click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and you're done. Once again, I hope you and your family are well, and if anyone you know needs an injury lawyer or has questions, please send them my way by calling 312-500-4500. Thanks again for watching. Take care.